Hello, and welcome to this week's Schreiber Council meeting. There will be a presentation from Aaron Fuchs, Vice Principal of Schreiber Public School, discussing the school's new initiatives and a proposed greenhouse project. The school has focused on creating a culture of inclusivity, joy in learning, and strong community partnerships. The CAO will give an update on the state of emergency at the sewer plant, which has resulted in additional operating costs at the plant. Economic Development Officer Jamie Spadoni's report will focus on ongoing grant applications, including summer job grants and an Ontario Trillium Foundation capital grant for the arena and ball field improvements. The agenda is up next. Thank you for watching.
I'm Aaron Fuchs, the Vice Principal of Schreiber Public School, and we're here tonight at Council to just give a little update on all of the awesome things that have been happening at our school, and then present a vision we have for our community and providing access to fresh fruits and vegetables on the North Shore.
Evening, everybody. Welcome to our Council and Committee of the Whole meeting, February 25th. First of all, I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Robinson Superior Treaty territory and that the land on which we gather is a traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and Métis. Call the open session to order. Can I have approval of the agenda? I do have one add-on, number 6, Director of Operations report on the seniors renovation grant. Anybody got anything else? Okay, hearing none. Any disclosures of interest out there? Hearing none, we have a delegation tonight, and Aaron Fuchs, an overview of greenhouse project for the public school.
So good evening, Your Worship, members of Council, staff, and community. My name's Aaron Fuchs. I'm the Vice Principal at Schreiber Public School. New to the area, new to the school as of September. I moved to the North Shore at the beginning of August to support my partner who lives in the community and his family. I'm excited to be here tonight to do a couple of things. I wanted to start tonight by sharing with you some things that we've done as a school this fall that I think are worth highlighting for our community, that shows the joy we have in our building these days. And then I want to share with you a vision that we have as a school community that I think could benefit a wider community of people here on the North Shore. And I think in the future, we're going to need the support of the municipality to make that vision happen. And in the short term, I have another small ask of council tonight. So we are the Cougars. Unfortunately, Liliana Lemieux sends her regrets. She is an educational assistant at our building, but she has come down with an earache and so was unable to attend this evening. I wanted to start off, and you can flip to the next slide, please, just by sharing a little bit about Superior Greenstone and how we've arrived at today. We started a new strategic plan this year, which has 3 main pillars that have resounded with our staff and students. The first is a culture of high expectations and inclusivity. The second is joy in learning and teaching. And the third is meaningful community connections and partnerships. And so as a school, we've really taken aim at those 3 things. I think the biggest one we've tried to focus on so far this school year is joy in learning and teaching. Next slide, please. I wanted to share with you a number of things we've done as a school this year and the intentionality behind them, so you can understand where we're going in the future. This was an activity we hosted at the end of the first week of school. We want school to be a fun place for kids, where kids run to because there is joy in the building. So at the end of the first week of school, we decided, you know what, we're going to throw those academics out the window for an afternoon, and we're going to open every room in the building, turn off all the lights, and play full of school hide and seek. It's that type of joy and relationship building that has built a pretty solid foundation so far this school year. Then into the fall, tradition at Schreiber Public is to do a large Thanksgiving festival or a feast, fall feast. And so the picture on your left is a picture of what we set up for students. We do have a small school population this year. We're at 23 students currently. We started the year at 21. So our enrollment is increasing. But what we enjoy about that small group of students is that we're able to do very personalized. We pay attention to detail in those events that we hold. And again, it builds those solid relationships with students, which are essential to then when we get to the academics, making sure that they feel supported through that. On the right-hand side, we and you'll see, I'm not sure on which slide here, but you'll see coming up, we started a community council. So normally schools would have a school council, which is composed of parents. But being in the small community that we're in, we thought it was, and understanding that ultimately the public education sector is paid for by taxpayers, we wanted to make sure everybody had an opportunity to give voice into our direction as a school. And one of the things was around how, being at our location in downtown Schreiber, how could we serve a wider community of individuals than just students? So Superior Greenstone has a community use of schools program whereby nonprofits or individuals can rent the school from Superior Greenstone. And so we've been able to offer a number of clubs. One is our sewing club, run by Bonnie Cardiff. She's an amazing instructor. And so it happens every Wednesday night. It's a packed room of, I would say from beginner to really great sewers, and we all kind of pitch in and help each other. I tried it in the spring here, or through January through now. I think I'm going to be retiring tomorrow night, but I gave it a go. So that's enjoyed by a lot of our community members every Wednesday afternoon. Sorry, every Wednesday evening. Next slide. In partnership with the township, thank you for letting us rent out or allow us into your facility here to host our annual badminton tournament with local schools. It was enjoyed by all. And then again, thinking about the local connection, what can we do to highlight things that happen in our community? So we were able to host Terry Bell and Tracy Berry and have an afternoon of an alien invasion where our kids were dressed up in green and they came into the school to talk about how their alien was created and how that transitioned into a book. And that event was also enjoyed by students. Out of that community council meeting that I spoke to a little bit earlier, at our first community council meeting, we had about 30 to 35 people from the community show up. And one of the questions we asked them was, in 10 years from now, when a student graduates, what do you hope they embody in terms of character when they leave our building? And so feedback from community then built our new character education program. So we whittled, it was about 40 character traits down to these 12 that we would teach students over the course of a year. And so each month has a different focus that's come directly from community. Our librarian has done a fantastic job on a monthly basis of pulling books that teachers can use to teach those different subjects. And we try to find experiences within the month that they can connect to. Giving back to our community, we are small, but we were mighty. We had a goal at Christmas time of collecting 100 tubes of toothpaste to put in every North Shore Harvest covered Christmas hamper, and we well surpassed that. I think it was 170 tubes of toothpaste in the mill.
Wow.
We had an opportunity to go Christmas caroling at the local hospital around Christmas time. Unfortunately, not a big uptake from the Schreiber Senior Center, but we would have loved to have some more the seniors join us on the bus and then head over to the community hockey game. So we enjoyed that as a school. And then at Christmas time, normally we had done a Christmas concert, but we went directly to our students and asked them if that was something they were interested in. And pretty much every student in our school, there was one or two that maybe said they still would have liked the concert. But on that data, we made the decision to change it to more of a Christmas family evening. And so we started with a lovely dinner by Rosie and Josie's, followed by crafts and then cookie decorating at the end of the evening. It was enjoyed by all. In partnership with Exam Pro, who is bringing their business to downtown Schreiber, Andrew Brown and Andrew Bako came forward. Again, through the Community Use of School program and working with them, we were able to run an AI workshop for seniors at the beginning of January, which was really well attended. The room was packed. The Schreiber Media Center was there to cover that event. And the ask was to have more of that type of thing in our community. So Andrew and Andrew are very busy right now. They're running a pretty big workshop for people in the middle of March, but we hope to get back to some more of that type of work in our community. In school, Wendy Morriso from Terrace Bay offered to come and run Tai Chi for children. We didn't know how they were going to enjoy it, but in the end, it was a lot of fun and brought some promotion to mental health and well-being. Again, our community council meetings will continue through the rest of the year, and then most recently, a couple of weeks ago, we had our Valentine's Day, Feel the Love Day at SCPS, and then this past week, Rhonda, next slide. We love hosting our community for Spud Lunch. So this year we stuck to poutine. We served about 110 meals. Our fryers were very busy. The feedback was really great. So we hope to continue that event if not next year, and if not before that, we may do another one of them because it was so well enjoyed. We couldn't have done it without a lot of community volunteerism, and so we're thankful for that. And of course, in the bottom right-hand corner, staff and council who were able to attend. So where does that take us? We are very excited about the direction of Schreiber Public School. We are small, and in the fall we made for a reorganization. What that means is we were a bit overstaffed, and so a teacher was moved from Schreiber over to Terrace Bay. And at the time, I had asked my superintendents with such a small amount of children if we would be able to teach them all together. Think a little bit outside of the box and bring 12 educators together and teach them in one class. The short answer was no, but I was told that we could bring them together for amounts of time to work on a passion project. And so thinking about the need in our community and what, in terms of economy, how could we support our community being so central to our community? And so a teacher came forward, Ms. Fumerton, and had the idea of growing and doing a plant sale. Knowing that that's already done by the library, we began to reach out to community organizations, the library, the senior center, Lakehead University, Superior Seed Producers out at Thunder Bay, and out of that came the idea for a Schreiber Public School greenhouse. If you'd like to go to the next slide, Rhonda, sure. Please. This is currently the start of our greenhouse. So we actually have 4 garden towers with another 4 on the way. Our intention is for the remainder of this year, the little table there on the right-hand side is starting seeds, and our intention is to grow herbs for the remainder of the year and then head over to the high school where we're going to be making boxes to sell the herbs in. So they'll be planted into dirt, and our hope is that by Easter, community will be able to come forward and buy a box of herbs from the school for all your Easter dinner needs. And then hopefully on an ongoing basis, you can bring your box back to be refilled for a lower cost at the school. However, bigger vision, I want you to think about as a council and as a community, how our community could benefit from reliable access to fresh fruits and vegetables at an affordable price. We have an ideal property in downtown Schreiber, and we have a team of educators, and that team includes our students. And so we have a big vision for a commercial greenhouse on the property that could run year round. We're talking high-tech greenhouse. I had the opportunity to tour a greenhouse down south when I lived there and was amazed at the technology. And what the technology would allow us to do is to sustain growing in Northern Ontario year round. And it would also, again, in the scope of a school year, what normally happens is you have all this energy, you plant in the spring, and then nobody's in the building in the summer, and everything dies when you should be harvesting, and kids come back to withered up plants. So the opportunity to run and to develop a curriculum that has students in a greenhouse for at least an hour of the day, and through that hour, they're learning science and technology, they're learning history, they're learning geography, they're learning arts, and then the remaining blocks of their day are math and language. So as a staff, we're currently working on what that teaching plan looks like for next year. But in the meantime, the school board is in support of this. I've had the opportunity to talk to Patty Haidu's office as well for funding opportunities, and have done some investigation around, and there's some pretty big grants out there for reliable access to fruits and vegetables in agriculture, but a lot of it is a lot of it is focused on municipality and partnering with municipalities. So Superior Greenstone has given me a bit of latitude to run with this. And they've given the option of even starting a foundation, which would allow us to become a nonprofit, which then increases partnership opportunities with the municipality to do something like this in our downtown core. So I wanted to just put that out there and leave it for you to think about. Because we're not at the point of making the, again, we're starting here, we're starting small, but scale wise, we have a piece of property in downtown that I think we could partner with and create something really amazing for both Schreiber and Terrace Bay. One of the unique partnerships that I've secured is Dr. Levko out of Lakehead University. He runs the food sustainability lab up there. And one of the ways he said he would be able to help was with data and research. So in terms of what would be the demand for fresh fruits and vegetables in our community, what would be the solution to that, he would be able to work all of that through in his lab. Now, on that first partnership page, we also have some organizations in Thunder Bay, like Root Cellar Gardens, who does a lot of that type of growing. Superior Seeds is providing all the seeds for this project. And so and Schreiber Media Center has offered to come along and document. The library has said, if you need help with plant sales, we can. The senior center I've said, hey, you got seniors with experience, we'd love to have them in to help out the kids. So I think it's a really unique opportunity for all of us to come together and do some brainstorming on how, again, Tejwinder and Costas, they've been a fantastic help, but I wonder if even the partnership with for-profit business and ensuring that they always have access to stuff to sell in there that is fresh. I haven't had the opportunity yet to talk to Tejwinder about that, but I think, again, bigger the bigger opportunities for partnership may be there if the narrative is correct. And I think Northern Ontario, access to fresh fruit and vegetables, flipping education on its head, and potential partnership with Pace Platte. One of the things I talked to Val Roger, their education officer, about today, there's a farm to cafeteria grant that will fund elders to come in and talk about food and pathways to food through an Indigenous lens. So if I can secure funding for that, I can get an elder to be in my building on a full-time basis to teach truth and reconciliation, and also work in a greenhouse around medicine and having a section to plant sage and tobacco and all of that as well. So again, we may be able to leverage through Indigenous affairs and the federal level. There may also be some funding there. So that's all. I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any, but I wanted to just come and share a big vision I have as leader of Schreiber Public, but want you to know staff is on board, students are super excited about it, and so far the reaction from community I've had the chance to present it to has been positive overall. So.
Okay, no, thanks a lot.
That's good. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
You have animals too.
Oh, yes. Thank you. So actually it was Tanya's idea. So Tanya had seen, thank you, Dave. Tanya had seen on Facebook that at one point the township had the food cyclers that they were giving out to community at a discounted price. A part of my coming here today was to also ask you to consider a donation of 2 of the large food cyclers to the school. We'd love to get our students doing some composting. It would be a great fit in that room. And then eventually when we get to be selling those boxes to our community, to be able to include some compost right in the dirt would benefit the plants as well. So if that's something, I don't know if you can, I don't know how that works in terms of making a motion, or if you want to take it and get back to me, I'm happy to do that. And happy to wait. But one of the things we saw and we were like, oh, that would be a great addition and give us another teaching point. But we would be looking for 1 or 2 of those to teach students about composting and to add to the project immediately, and then also thinking longer term.
So you're thinking 1 or 2?
Correct. Yeah. Okay. We saw there was a smaller version and a larger version.
Yeah.
So probably for the food we have with our 30 people in the building, probably 2 large ones would be sufficient. We didn't know a lot about them, but we're willing to teach our kids and to learn about them. So
Okay, no, we'll definitely have conversation about that and I get back to you. So but thank you very much for your presentation. Has anybody got any questions? Aaron?
Where do you get all that apparatus?
all those garden towers.
Yeah.
So we have each school in Superior Greenstone had one. So then I had reached out to all of the other schools across the district. They're all pretty much using them except for one school. So we got one from there. The third one we had asked Tower Garden Canada for. I actually asked Tower Garden Canada for 10 of them, and they gave us 1 to start, and they're discussing about more. And then Holy Angels actually had one that was just sitting in their garage. It was brand new, so we got one from them as well.
Okay.
And then we're hoping to get one from the Wellness Lab. They have one sitting in there as well. So we're hoping in the next month or so we have 8 up and operating, but it could be more than that if Tower Garden comes through with more. So, and they run on their own. The lights are on a timer, and then they water 10 minutes, and then they're off for 15. So, yeah, should be good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, thank
You're
you.
gonna pop out, but have a good council.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Well, you're more than welcome to stay if you want.
Well, unfortunately, I pulled the dog toy out of our dog's mouth a little too hard tonight, and he's not doing well, so I better get home.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, question here. Okay,
See you, James. See you later.
Thank you. Yeah.
resolution 55-25. Moved by Councillor Morrow, second by Councillor Burgeot, that the minutes of the council and committee of the whole meeting held February 11th, 2025 be accepted as circulated. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. I just there if I got full and straight. Business rising from the minutes. Resolution 56-25. Moved by Councillor Burgeot, seconded by Councillor Morrow. The council approved the purchase of 4 SCBA air cylinders from M&L Supply at a cost of $5,800 excluding shipping and applicable taxes. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 57-25. Moved by Council Morrow, second by Councilor Bergeau, that council approve invoice 8,433,126 from Norris Thunder Bay in the amount of $9,050.77, excluding applicable taxes to repair the grader. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 58-25. Moved by Councilor Morrow, second by Councilor Bergeau, that resolution 22-25 be rescinded in its entirety. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried.
Whose signature is that? I wasn't here last meeting.
That's me. Yeah. Sorry, Cecile.
Resolution 59-25, moved by Councilor Bergeau, second by Councilor Morrow, that council accept the quotation from Slate Welding in the amount of $7,820 plus applicable taxes to repair the Sterling dump truck. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Resolution 60-25. Moved by Councilor Morrow, seconded by Councilor Bergeau, that council authorize a donation of a 6-month individual residential fitness room registration to the corporate Pictionary last chance draw in the amount of $140 excluding applicable taxes. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Accounts for payment. Resolution 61-25. Moved by Councilor Bergeau, seconded by Councilor Morrow. That bank debits paid out of the general bank account in the month of December 2024 in the amount of $3,265.60 be approved and ratified. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Unfinished business. Resolution 62-25. Moved by Councilor McGrath, seconded by Councilor Morrow, that bylaw 10-2025 being a bylaw to authorize the execution of agreement between the Township of Schreiber and His Majesty the King in the right of Ontario regarding fire protection service reimbursement be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Resolution 63 25. Moved by Councillor Morrow, second by Councillor Burgeot, that the council of the corporation of the township of Schreiber does hereby authorize Councillor Dan McGrath to be the voting authority at the Thunder Bay District Municipal League Annual General Meeting to be held March 6, 2025. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Okay, we'll move on to committee of the whole portion of the meeting. And first up is the CAO clerk report, the proposed policy, employee performance evaluations.
Okay, so employee performance evaluations have not been done in the township of Schreiber for a very long time. We had briefly discussed this in previous meetings, and I've made a proposed policy for council's review. So I'm suggesting that with the evaluations in the proposed policy, that in my case, it will be two counselors that would perform the evaluation of myself. But then for the other staff, it would be myself and the supervisor. Were there any questions about the policy?
Wanda, for the, I'm gonna go more the wrong department heads, was it you and one counselor?
Yes, sorry,
But the rest of the staff, your department heads are gonna take care of?
yes.
Okay. I like the policy, I like performance appraisals, but you might wanna think your unfinished business for other business, HR, labor relations, just FYI.
Yeah. Okay.
You might wanna keep that committee going, just for these purposes and nothing else.
Right, okay.
But I read through it, I've got no questions.
I don't see it as like a negative thing.
No one should know. Performance is a positive thing.
Yeah, even for myself, I mean, none of us are perfect, and I look forward to feedback from council on even my performance, how I can improve to be a better CAO clerk. It should be viewed as that and not just, in a negative way of putting, that's not what it's about. It's how we can improve ourselves.
That's the way you approach it, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be a year old thing.
yes.
Yeah, I like it.
I think it's it just gives the employees, a good guideline on how to, maybe do things a little better or what changes have to be made. It's for the good of everybody, I think.
No, I should bring it forward, for sure.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, as a fire manager, lots of times your staff would come in with recommendations and you would go, shoot, why did I think of that? Like, there's a lot of good feedback to and from, and I think you'll get it at all.
Okay, CAO clerk report, employee discipline policy proposal.
So this was another policy that I had previously spoken to council about. I got some good feedback from council. So when I was developing this policy, I did consult with the collective bargaining agreement that we currently have with QP, Human Resources and Skills Development Canada, on their views on what protocol should be. I did review the 1999 version of Township Schreiber's policy, and I was also able to download the CPKC hybrid discipline and accountability guidelines. So it's kind of a mixture of those resources put together to better suit our needs. Does council have questions?
No,
No, the
I
two
didn't.
areas of concern where you're gonna run yourself into legal issues, you've addressed.
Mhm.
In this policy, it's clean, from what I can see.
No, right?
Yeah.
Not for all, too.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, CAO clerk report, state of emergency update, and expense summary.
Okay, at the last council meeting, I was asked to prepare a report for council as to how much money we have spent to date on the state of emergency. We do have some outstanding work that has not been completed yet, either due to the time of year, weather. Those installations just can't take place till the thaw happens. So it was a little hard to get an exact number for council. We did reach out to the contractors that are doing the work to ask for an estimation. They did not reply to us. So the best that I can provide for council is what we spent in 2024, so far in 2025. And as of February 19th, the total was $534,411.97.
The credits on the GL, Rhonda, indicate automation now, floor installs, and some other things. They had been routed to emergency, but should have come from other accounts. Is that the thought behind that?
Correct.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was looking at that right.
Yes, correct.
So we asked you for a bottom line, and they can't, on these 4 other things, they can't give us an estimate.
Automation admin would not provide. Yeah.
Do they have a completion date?
As soon as they said as soon as the thaw happens and they can, install those grit channel gates, and it's all outdoor work basically, is what they have to do. So
So spring, so
Yeah.
end of April, maybe beginning of May,
April, May, probably, maybe, yeah.
by June.
There's because you
No,
get
I'm
good
looking at-
flows, you get good flows going through there in the spring.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
I
informed,
mean,
so-
that's,
and these 4 items affect the state of emergency?
So they're part of it.
Or could we close this off and say this is additional?
No, they're part of the
Okay.
emergency, yes.
So 535,000, no word on any grants,
There is not.
not so far.
How many grants? I know we applied for one through the administrator.
So for the Ministry of Infrastructure, it was a grant to replace the wastewater treatment plant.
Okay.
We did not qualify because we could not develop housing to follow along with it. They denied that application. There was another stream that was announced that was to open the 12th of February, but due to the provincial election, that they've postponed. Correct. Yeah.
yeah, so that's,
So the current total is, less these 4 items. We had asked Treasury to work some calculations on if there's no grants, right, loan repayment, and we had actually worked that loan repayment into the sewer annual increase.
Correct.
Is there any move forward then on applying for either an Infrastructure Canada loan or another loan, or can we expect that later this year?
I would expect it later this year.
Probably once these things have been done in
Correct.
June. Okay,
Correct. Only because, I wouldn't want to, until we see a better number,
right.
we can't always, say, hey, we need more money, or you don't want to take too much out of it.
No, so barring anything unforeseen, we're thinking that by June, we can get a report from Treasury on the loan.
Correct.
Is there any appetite at the table for taking any of this out of reserve? Or do you want to wait till you get more information about the loan before you start talking about that?
I would think so.
Yeah? Okay.
And the possibility of that grant.
Yes, and the possibility, exactly, of another grant perhaps. Okay.
Okay. Moving right along, the item number 4, then Economic Development Officers report.
Okay, so Jamie is away this week. He's doing training in Thunder Bay for economic development, which is awesome. So he did provide council with his monthly report. I know he's been working very hard getting some of the outstanding grants closed and filling out applications for upcoming grants. Does council have questions on his report?
My only question was, like, a summer jobs grant, does that mean it was submitted in December? Or we were waiting for approval in December?
Oh, sorry, submitted, was submitted in December.
Okay,
Now
so
we're-
now we're just waiting. Oh,
Correct,
gotcha.
yes.
Okay, and the NOHFC sidelines. Is that the Nords?
Yes,
Okay,
So it's not NOHFC,
no,
it's
should be
Nords.
not, yeah.
okay, and the OTF capital grant, what's that? What are we doing there?
That's the new grant that's coming out. That's just been announced. And I think after, probably his supervisor can correct me, but I think after, preliminary discussions with staff, he was looking at, scoreboards and sound systems
So that's all.
for the arena and for the ball field. I think that's the intent. I don't know if I'm right, Roger.
No, you're right.
Is he still, that's where he's at it?
Yes,
He wasn't sure if he could do two different areas, but because the two different areas had the same user groups, and it's the exact same project, it just doubled. OTF told him he was fine to go ahead with it the way it was.
Okay. No, that's. Any other questions? Okay, number 5, economic
Oh,
development.
sorry. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Sorry. Tomorrow afternoon at 2:00. There is a webinar for municipalities and how to apply. There's a grant portal or something. I'm gonna be in Thunder Bay tomorrow. Like in and out tomorrow, in and out Friday. I can't see it. Is there any way we can look and maybe if can we tape it?
I'm sure we could report it.
Is it possible? Because I think it's probably a good grant, unless Dan, you've got time to.
Who's putting it on?
I'll take always just for those things.
I would like that would be awesome.
I don't know. The only other is, I was thinking with that. Shake it all. Get more of a scale.
We get my class launch. Take notes.
I think that's a great idea.
Guy like.
I know. What?
You see, it's in. I sent an email.
Yes, I'm just pulling.
Like if we could be taped, I don't know that there's any. It's something that Jamie should really sit down and watch.
Yeah, we didn't know.
So he gets his contacts and stuff. So I'm not even so much, even if someone wasn't available to, can we fun if we can record it? But Dave's not wrong because there's another webinar that went on and there, you can watch it now.
Yeah, they're not all, though.
Sorry. That just came in an email today. That's why I was thinking about it.
Is it all good or just?
Yeah, the mayor said it off to all of us.
Okay, I'll look at it. I'll take a look.
It's a grant funding webinar.
Tomorrow's the day. Just says,
I'll take another look at it.
Just if someone could, even if someone could just tape it, I'd be, but if you're available to take it. Cause I'm kind of suspicious that it's probably gonna be, there's gonna be some contacts in there. Sorry to throw that. out.
No, don't be sorry.
yeah, we'll get it taped. I'm sure we can record it even from the phone.
I'd see maybe if Councilor McGraw, he has a look at it, maybe he can let her, Rep. Lonja know.
Okay, move on to number 5 then. the Economic Development, Committee meeting minutes.
Any question? Is it down to 2 members?
No, we had people that were away and just
It
showed.
just said regrets none, so I'm confused.
Yeah, no, the regrets were, Joe Mussolino
Okay,
and
all the regular people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I will, ask for a change.
Yeah, just.
Because we actually have a meeting next week, so I'll send that out to him. Thanks, Dave.
That was my concern. Where this was,
No, the meetings are going good.
yeah, that's what you guys were saying.
Yeah.
That was.
No,
Okay.
yeah, now we're overworking them. No, actually, they're really engaged. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, you've been looking at the business licensing bylaw?
Yeah, that home-based business thing.
Yeah.
And, Councilor McGraw can probably speak to it as well. We were at the table discussing the thoughtfulness of it. Is it just for home base, right? What style of home base? What about transient, right? And about it being a program, is there our intent to have the municipality police it? How far do you go with that? Or is it more, there's still a lot of discussion around it, but Rhonda, our CIO was able to provide the original. And certainly it's something that, economic development was hoping to take a stab at, but it's not gonna happen quickly. There's lots and lots to consider. What do you say, Dan?
Yeah, and I just left some notes here. Some of the requirements might be, our zoning, cost of zoning changes and insurance issues, et cetera. We're supposed to review the bylaw and bring it back to the next meeting. Talk to, I wrote down here, talk to Derek.
Yeah.
So,
Because he is an active member and he has the business license in Terrace Bay. I think they were looking for outside info on that.
right,
And I know our CAO's been looking at different scenarios as well. The idea being, we're not gonna write it, but we would certainly like to give some recommendation to council.
yeah, and also down here, municipal league input asked.
Yeah.
Asked what, for input from any other, community, what they're using.
Yeah, and we're at Municipal League
March 6th.
and 7, yeah.
Yeah, so. Yeah, we discussed the Bank of Montreal
Mhm.
issues surrounding what we're doing about it.
Okay, what we're doing about it or
Yeah,
what?
Like a community.
yeah, that's training, yeah. And public meeting, discuss the policy meeting. And then we also had a pretty good discussion on biomass, if there's any opportunities there for us, you know. And, so that's all done.
Okay. Good work, thanks for that. And move into number 6, Director of Operations report. On the seniors renovations grant.
Okay, so unfortunately Tammy could not be here tonight. She had a family matter that she needed to attend to. She did provide council with a report today. As of last Friday, when the RFP closed, or I'm sorry, last Wednesday, I believe it was, there were no submissions for the construction on the renovation. JML had extended it to Friday. 2 contractors did come back with quotes. With the repairs to the foyers last year, remember the cement pads in the doorways? And the ramp by the senior center and the new rails and the steps. That ate up quite a bit of the grant money's budget. So between the two quotes that were received, that would leave her roughly 80,000 short to do the proposed plan. So what she was asking council tonight would be to just look at the drawing, the second page. She did make a suggestion. So rather than remove both walls, she's thinking about only removing one, leaving the closet where it is in that first part where they had all their material and stuff. And still move Kathy's office to that room. And then there would be a door, outside door access, like from the hallway. And put the foot care lady where Kathy's desk is now, and the secondary sink strictly for foot care.
And we don't know that that's gonna come in on budget either.
No,
So this is just for information only.
pretty much.
So they're working the numbers right now.
Yeah. My suggestion was, rather than like, still to open that up, the wall that she's proposing that we don't touch, put an archway to open it up, but not tear the whole wall down, redo the floor and the ceiling, but just do an arched entrance, then they just have to finish that inside, right? That would save some money there. Instead of redoing the ceiling, I suggested they just add another row for the drop ceiling, because you could add those tiles pretty easily, rather than redo the whole ceiling.
Saving money there as well.
Exactly. To get the most out of the renovation for what's left.
Okay, so then as per this report, the accessibility in the back door were overspent by about $9,600.
Correct.
From the drawings perspective, we're underspent by about 20,
Right.
and which leaves us a balance for the senior rental. Now, I know the economic development officer was talking to OTF to see if these amounts could be amalgamated. Do you know if he has an answer for you yet?
I do not, I'm sorry. I
Okay,
do
can you
not.
look into that for us, Rhonda?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, the 19 and the 100.
Yeah,
Okay.
like see, we're overspent.
Yeah, so right now this one is just gone, but 19. Because it's underspent.
Well, I just wanna make sure, if we can move that into the senior rental
Yeah.
and then take off the overage, she'd have a better number.
Yeah.
She might find she's got $122,000.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done 2 walls probably for
Yeah, but you need OTF approval before you can do that. But I'm pretty sure your economic development officer was talking to them about that last week.
Okay.
If they would authorize that.
When he returns from his training, it's a discussion we can definitely
Yeah.
have.
Just so you have a final number, what you can spend.
Okay.
Do we have any idea why we're not getting contractor submissions? It was like,
No, actually, it's funny, like, I had asked that question too. I was a little surprised that nobody, because the two companies who did make, they're from Thunder Bay, and I was like, we have nobody local? I don't know if they're already booked up, if that's the case, if it's that it's too small a word, or too, I don't know,
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
you know, you fix local
Yeah.
would be.
well, sometimes it's the contractor, the engineer too, like they'll put up.
Yeah.
It would be Tammy, they would be.
Yeah.
So I don't know who they put on to.
That was the thing too, Tammy had mentioned to JML when it went back out the second time to put it on the contractor's website, not just, by invitation only or. Cause the
Yeah.
engineers will do that a lot. They'll do it by invitation only, cause they have certain companies that they like to work with.
Yeah.
I mean, this renovation is somewhat similar to when we expanded the gym. We have a local person who died. If I'm not mistaken. Jim, when we took the walls down in the gym with those offices, was that not a local person? I think it was,
Yeah,
fairly certain. So it would not be out of the scope of what we did.
Are they still here?
Yeah.
And you could provide our CAO with that name?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Perfect. That's it. I mean, I'm sure some of that is travel time and, you know, like they would have to stay, be put up or,
Probably a big part of it. Right?
yeah, so, yeah. But anyways, so that's good. Okay,
So it's work in progress yet. It's still going,
that's right.
just still working. We're gonna,
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, then move on to communications.
number 2. We wanna make a draft resolution supporting municipality of Castleman?
Sure.
Just to work with AMO to create an economic prosperity thing and forgot to tax residents as much.
Okay. Are you good then? With them? Okay, move on to unfinished business, council representatives and data assignments.
1A,
Yeah, so,
do you want a committee? I'm only saying because you just brought in 2 new policies that are HR related.
so we're probably gonna have to leave it, only because if you look at the collective bargaining agreement, that is mentioned in there, but not in a disciplinary way, it's for negotiations of contracts.
Oh,
So that's their definition in the contract, that's what it's for. So,
but we could utilize them for performance appraisals and
no,
the labor relations committee?
no, it's strictly for, if you read the QP agreement, it's all about the renewal of the contract, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we used to use them quite a bit.
But they're supposed to meet 4 times a year according to the contract too, so that will have to see.
Well, there's 2 members sitting at the table, so I mean, hey. Because we don't have enough.
No, we get that, gotta leave that committee.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Accessibility and advisory committee, I agree with you, it belongs in health and safety.
Okay.
The Schreiber Youth Committee, I'd like to see it reinvigorated at some point when we
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, no, I think that's gonna stay too.
How easy is that to start up, Dave?
I recommended like, whatever staff liaison, do a presentation at the high school, just see what kind of interest you get.
Okay,
That would be the way to go about starting.
because you did have a pretty good.
Yeah, and it was all high school kids.
They did a good job.
They get their volunteer hours, stuff like that.
And you get the right kids.
Exactly.
You know.
So, and sorry, Councilor McGrath, you weren't here at the last meeting, but I had never heard anything about National Marine Conservation Area.
We filter in. Said Jan's the man.
Yeah,
I had to that.
yeah. Well, I mean, we get invited to, I think, to, semi-annual dinners and we do a roundtable. All the people that are involved, the players, different organizations,
Okay.
municipalities. And sometimes there are some opportunities, parts Canada will. I remember giving Kim some information on micro grants. Utilize them.
Okay.
So whatever, and actually the last dinner, I couldn't go or no one could go, so we sent a member of the economic development committee or just.
I remember that.
Just to get some intel
Yeah.
on what was going on,
Mhm.
Discovery Center. No, it's a good opportunity to meet and go and get an update on what
Yeah.
what the reference.
So I apologize and I suggest that council keeps number 17.
And the youth committee, you're gonna have to assign a staff person for that.
Well,
We need to figure out, you don't have to do that tonight.
yeah,
Just, you know,
okay, thank you.
And the municipal league, We do get the minutes that are circulated,
Yeah.
so.
Like if you could set a goal for that youth committee to get in the schools in September. I think that's realistic. Like now it's kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, start fresh in September.
Right, because you're only gonna run till,
Here, kids.
That makes sense.
New group
Yeah.
of grade nines and all that kind of stuff, kids
Yeah.
need hours. You never know.
that's true, start off at the beginning of school year makes sense.
I think it makes sense.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, and the finance committee, we got, we were talking about maybe starting that up in September. Looking at it in September, and it'd just be a quarterly.
Well, I think if you wait and start it in September, it gives you a chance to get our new treasury alignment up and running and get their feet underneath them. Give them a little time to get settled before we say, hey, now you have more extra meetings to attend.
That's 100% what's behind it.
Yeah,
Okay. That's fair. Thank you.
Okay, now,
Are you choosing council reps for that now, or
pardon me?
are you going to choose council reps for that now, or are you going to wait?
No, we're gonna wait. Okay, NOMA 2025 conference in AGM. 23rd to the 25th. What did we need there?
We got 4 rooms booked for the conference. Registration has not been completed because it hasn't been decided who's going. But the early bird registration ends on March 14th. Which is soon, it's your next meeting, so.
I said I didn't need a room, I'm staying with family, but I was not aware of the ticket price. So I'm going to say, I'm going to Ogre already, I'm not going to Noma. You guys go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm,
Like we went to Amo, you guys went to, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I need to go to Noma, truthfully. And I'm going to municipal league with you,
Yeah,
so
speaking of that, did you respond to Nikita on?
I did, I told her I'm staying with family.
Okay. So,
So I won't be attending, it's the 7th thing. But I don't have a room booked either, so you don't have to change that. No, I said at the meeting, I'm gonna stay with
No,
family.
like, we booked the rooms quite a while ago.
Oh, okay, sorry, I'm
They
sorry.
may have to be switched around.
so it'll be Rhonda
Yeah, I'll go.
and I'll go, and,
Dave?
Dave and Benji. Benji with us still?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I really don't know what I'm gonna be doing on the 23rd, 24th, but, I'll look at it and let you guys know here ASAP.
What is April 23rd, is it 24th?
Wednesday.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay, I know some communities, grab their economic development officer too.
yeah,
So, I mean,
it'd be a good opportunity.
for networking.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I mean, keep the 4 rooms, there's 3 of us, or, yeah, 3 of us going
one
for
for
sure.
sure. And he's got his own, travel budget and stuff, so that it wouldn't hit council. That's perfect. I think that's a really good idea.
It is.
Smoking good.
Okay,
Consider the sponsorship package.
Oh, yes.
Do we normally use this here?
Only do one.
That's this side.
Okay, come on, we have to beat Shimmy and Marathon.
I think, what, was it municipal league we went to that we get a shirt and a hat and something? Was that one of
I
the
gave a monetary donation this year.
Hey?
Yeah,
I gave a monetary donation this year for municipal league.
yeah. You know what, we gotta look into is getting one of those, I don't know what you call them, just the banners with the, slide up the.
Yes, sir.
Schreiber.
Yeah.
I do have one.
Do we have one?
I don't think we do.
No,
Look at me.
there you go.
I believe we do.
So can you look into that? Cause that's something we could take with us.
I'm looking at one. I don't know where it is.
That'd be great if we
Should
did.
do some investigating for us.
So what do we do for normal after?
They don't typically do one.
Okay. Did you wanna do something there?
Well, it starts at what? $500?
Right. I think we should do the refreshment.
Refresh.
Do they give you an amount for a refreshment price, seriously?
I don't know,
700.
700. Sign that up.
They also have the swag bag donation and the prize donation. Which you could donate. Clothing or swag bags to all registered guests and will have a prize draw for those in attendance on Thursday evening.
The only thing I'll point out, whatever you decide, and I'm open to whatever you decide, it comes out of the council PR budget.
Mhm.
And where are we with that? So
Your brand new year, darling. You got a full budget left.
full budget?
$500.
I think there's a few things came out of that.
Is it January?
Municipal league came out of there, municipal league sponsorship.
Okay.
Gym membership for the.
Last year, Rob.
Well, never mind then. So there you go.
Throw them back down the grab bags.
Real quick.
You sure did?
Yeah, we can, you wanna do $150 worth of grab bags stuff? Roughly? Here,
Yeah.
yeah. There you go.
So much for your refreshments.
Our name won't get out.
Fine, yeah, I know.
Our name won't get out. It's okay.
That's what it'll be on the shirt.
It'll be on a shirt.
Cecile's gonna find that banner. We'll put it on top of our table.
Okay, so. Wow, only 8:13. That's a wrap. Resolution
It's a red coot.
64.
Came off, last 25.
Moved by Councilor McGrath, second by Councilor Morrow, that the closed meeting resume at this time.
Beautiful.
All those in favor? Carried.